Happy New Year, everybody. I hope 2024 is starting off on an awesome note for everyone. Things are going real good here. It's actually not snowed much, so I've been really doing a ton of work around the place, cleaning things up, getting cactus removed, and focusing on this little girl right here. Sierra's still doing really well. I'm really thankful that she's still in great spirits and her health seems to be holding in spite of her cancer. So we've just been spending all of our time together. You know, we just every second we're hanging out with each other, even when I'm editing videos. And she's been enjoying days in the sun, chewing on her favorite bone. She's been chewing on this bone for like 4 years. So it's funny. It doesn't really seem like it's changed much. And we had some friends visit for the new year. This is Nat Moran that came. My friend Donya came as well, and that's her dog Priya right there that Nat's given the treat to. And Sierra just loved the attention, having people around for the holidays, and as you can see her, she just hams it up every time she's around. Also had Sandy and Roman from Prescott's Paws and Claws come up and give Sierra a bunch of gifts. And Sierra was just thrilled. She look at this. She like does a little twirl around and all that stuff. And I'm just so thankful for Sandy and Roman. I mean, they are so kind to Sierra, and they're always hooking her up with great nutrition and give her just tons of loving every time they come around. So, hey, also I wanted to make mention that Sandy's going to start a YouTube channel soon and post up a bunch of videos about dog and cat health. All of it's going to be related to nutrition and how you can avoid cancer and stuff like that for your pets. So be on the lookout for that. I'll be sure to post up the link as soon as she gets going. All right, stay close, girl. What's up, everybody? Happy 2024. Hope everybody had a good holiday season. Things are going great here. We've got a snowstorm that's forecasted to hit tomorrow night. And so, well, it's actually, I think later tonight. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm down in the lower meadow area, and I'm going to make some more check dams before that storm hits, because it's supposed to dump, I think, 2 inches of snow and then also have some rain. And so there's a chance that the creeks down here will be going, because what happens is all the snow that's up there on that ridge, it comes down a little waterfall area there and then comes down into my place. And so there's going to be a lot of slow melt snow that's going to be happening over like the next 3 or 4 days, and that'll probably get the creek going full time. And if I can start trapping water now, we'll get a jump start on spring. What I'm going to be doing here is grabbing all these rocks that I kind of cleared on the side of this trail, because I'm going through and making this a little less bumpy. This is the last section of the trail that I got to make roadworthy. So come through here, get all those rocks out, and then take them down into that main channel there. And either, I think what I'm going to do is it's not going to be a real big rain, so there's no reason to reinforce the ones that I already have now. They're small, but I'll be making them larger in size as the spring kind of comes into play. I think what the goal is today is just get like 2 or 3 more smaller ones set up and just start catching more sediment, and making that water really soak into the ground. And then we'll see what we can do. If we get a lot of snow this winter, it looks like it's stacking up for this weekend as well. We could potentially trap a lot of water and go into spring with a pretty moist soil, which would be great. We'll see what we can get accomplished. Another thing I want to mention too is I'm knocking down a lot of the branches off the trees to open up the views back in here, like looking towards the ridge and everything. And also this actually helps the tree, because a lot of these were branches that had a lot of dead pieces on them. And when you trim back the juniper trees like that, it's actually a little bit more healthy for them. Up there, you can see where the pine trees are underneath all those trees, and that's underneath all of these junipers. And so what I'm thinking is over the next 5 or 6 years, eventually thin those junipers down to the point where I can use them for more construction material, because I do want to get a wood mill and get a little portable mill out here. And so I could use that for fire or for wood to make planks, for like a truck build or something, or also for the Forest Service lookout tower. Tiny home that I'm going to do eventually. But what I could do is turn this area down here from juniper back into pine, which would be awesome, because that's what all of northern Arizona was back before the grazing broke up the soil. Because the way the soil is out here, it's actually alive, and if you step on it, it breaks up the microorganisms in it, and the soil essentially dies, and then it doesn't trap that moisture into the ground. But I've seen some of that cryptic soil around here. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I'll put a link in the video description below if people want to check it out. But it's a type of soil to where it basically becomes alive, and there's a crust that goes over the ground, and that can hold in water. And eliminating the junipers in this area and perpetuating the pines will bring it back to more of a grassland pine terrain, which is what it was originally before the soil got disturbed and then the junipers took over. Because the Rocky Mountain juniper is an invasive species. The old growth junipers are not. But the Rocky Mountain juniper is the one like that one right there. And I don't really care for them. They kick out a ton of pollen every year, and it's just annoying. And I don't think they look that great. And a lot of them get like a fungus on them. They get mistletoe is what it's called, and it just they're not very good looking trees, and it makes the soil a little bit more acidic. And so that's why I want to get rid of those eventually. And I'll also use it for firewood because it makes great firewood. But let's get jamming on this, and we'll make some rock check dams this morning. That's a good start right there. That'll help me put in some foundations for some of the ones that I want to do. I think we're going to go for a goal of 3 check dams today with these rocks, and then there's a bunch more over in the area where we're going to do it as well. But I just want to take some extra with us. So let's get jamming. Down here in the upper section of the meadow area, and I can show you here, this is one of the dams that I made just recently. But what I want to do is I want to make it go a little bit higher, because you've got a little bit of a berm here, and then over there, same thing, kind of over that area. So what I want to do is make this probably about a foot higher across and have it match up with there. That way when the water holds back, it holds back in a more wide area and can spread out a little bit more, as opposed to just coming over the sides here. But this little dam was kind of natural. There's a little bit of rocks that were already here, and I just came in and put in more. And then I'm going to do the same right there, right here, and right there, and then right here. And that way all the water coming down from this huge like waterfall section that comes through this area, this will have check dams about every, I don't know, 5-10 feet, if even that, maybe every 7 feet. And that's really going to slow down the water through here. And then what my goal is since this goes down in elevation, start with this section first, and then have this all trap water, and then it will just soak into the ground and continue to go underneath and downhill with gravity. And then we'll work on the ones in the lower meadow here after a bit. I do not know what's going on. We got these helicopters that have been flying grids over our place all night long. Sounds like it's over there now, and they're flying super low. You can kind of see them. Let's see if we can go over here. There you go, you see them? Those helicopters are just keep flying low. They flew all night long. I have no idea what's going on with that. So here's that bigger one that I built last year, and I'm just gonna continue to add height to it. This is just, I mean, barely getting going. I want to make this about 3 feet tall, and it's got to be pretty wide too, because it's gonna hold back a lot of water. Because if we look here, it's about 75 feet across from this point all the way over to where it ends, like over there. And it's been going good so far. I mean, like this past summer, we had 2 rains after I put this in place, and there's already been a bunch of sediment that's been, you know, collecting in here. I'm starting to throw a lot of the juniper branches down here as well, which is going to help trap a lot of the debris and I'm sorry, a lot of the sediment that's coming through here, and to kind of raise this up. And then looking this way, where you look back, you know, we have like this main channel, you got a channel over there that comes through, and then over this way there's 2. There's one that comes down that way, which is almost trapped, and then another one right there, so I need to extend it and then trap all this water that's coming down from that big mesa up top that drains into this area here, and just continue building check dams. I've put a few more over here too. Let me show you this. Started in this section as well, because this vein that comes through here is pretty good. So I put a little bit of foundation here for a check dam, and then same with right here. And then just going to continue up here and just keep making them, and make them all through here as well. And then I did another one that's right here. So I guess we have a total of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 9 so far. And one of them, that big one, I mean, that took me a long time to get all those rocks over there. So that one's like 4 4 and 1. But the goal is to get all this water trapped, and then just continue, like I said, with the check dams. Gonna put some more over there as well, and then have them line up that way and link up with those other ones. I'll be planting native northern Arizona grasses and flowers up here. I'm going to start with some deer grass because that's a really great privacy thing that I can put in place for the shrubs that I've removed. Because if you look through here, it's much more open and spread out. And then I'm going to start putting in some autumn false tansy aster, some bear stem larkspur, and really make these garden areas pop with really cool plants. Also want to do some golden columbine and blackfoot daisy. And then I do have a neighbor down the road, a little ways down, who has been able to get ponderosa pines to take on his property, so I'm going to try to do the same. Another thing that I want to do before the springtime gets here is to get all these rock gabions around my truck camper, or I'm sorry, my vintage camper. Get those all in place for the foundation, just to make sure that it's all set, and also make it look good. I like these things. I think they look pretty awesome, and once I get the rest of them all filled in, it's going to look great. And then I've been removing the rest of the debris that I've created and clearing more land. With these pines, what I always do is I cut them up, and then I take them over to my buddy Chad's place, because if you recall in the previous videos, I talked about how his goats benefit from the vitamin C from the pine needles and also the bark. So we'll take these over here, and these goats literally will strip these branches down to nothing, and it ends up making really beautiful looking wood and sticks. So there's like really cool walking sticks. You can make fence posts out of it. You could also do railings inside your house with it. All you gotta do is just put a little lacquer on it and you're good to go. And so it's cool to come over here and provide that. Also too, I love seeing what Chad's done with this place. He's really done a good job of getting his homestead set up, and he's pretty much set for the apocalypse. So when things fall south, I'll be heading over to his place to hang out. So anyway, but that's it for today. Here's a Patreon shout out. I'm going to have some footage of Sierra taking a nap underneath her favorite tree next to where I RC rock crawl. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.